Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and before I get into the video, I just like to apologize because I know I said that I would have a Villeneuve ranking out sometime this week, but that hasn't happened. I'm on a bit of a paid vacation from my job, and so I just decided to take a couple of days off from editing. So just some self-care for myself, but I will be jumping back onto there, and that Villeneuve ranking will be coming in the next couple of days or so. Trust me, it's in the editing bay. It is pretty much half done. It will be up. I guarantee it. Also, a bit of a PSA. Remember in my Dear Evan Hansen review when I said that the trailers were getting longer? Well, now they're adding commercials into the trailers. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a Matt Damon crypto ad, and it is so deceivingly not a crypto ad until the crypto logo appears. It's Matt Damon in the CGI room, and he's like, throughout our history, we have been explorers, and he points to the Wright brothers and other things like that, and then he goes to this space landscape, and then he's like, be bold, or fortune favors the bold, and then crypto.com. I don't know. It seems weird. I don't know if it's as weird as Pee Wee Herman being in a drug PSA, but I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, just be on the lookout for that. Also, I just want to let you all know how important it is to get your water in every day. Try and drink a gallon of water every day because it's super healthy for you. It's important to stay hydrated. So if you can, I highly recommend it. I'm not some health professional. It's just I've been trying to drink a gallon of water every day for about 6 or 7 months, and it's been a big game changer. So if you don't drink enough water, then you should get on top of that. But again, this is coming from me, a non-health professional. And some of you are probably thinking right now, isn't he going to be talking about Home Sweet Home Alone? Well, I'm trying to delay myself from doing that as much as possible. Because this movie was so bad. But I guess I've run out of things to talk about now, so I might as well get into this movie because... oh, Jesus. Home Sweet Home Alone was directed by Dan Mazer, who is primarily known for his work with Sacha Baron Cohen on various projects involving Borat, and this is yet another Home Alone movie. Is it a reboot? Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel? Yes. This is an exclusive to Disney Plus, and, well, the best way that I can describe this movie is Home Alone stripped of anything that made the original Home Alone any good. I'm not kidding, y'all. This movie is foul. Now, I will admit, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I said to myself, oh, that is so bad. It was a gut reaction. But then, I went on a podcast with Rachel, my friend over at Rachel's Reviews, where we previewed a crap ton of Christmas movies for this year, and this was one of them. And I said in that podcast that I didn't like the trailer, however, I was willing to take a step back and say to myself, okay, some kids may watch this, and this may be their Home Alone, and the last thing that I want to be is some old man yelling at the clouds. I decided to watch it just to see if my initial suspicions, were wrong. No, I was 100% correct. There are legit 2 things that I liked in this movie. Just 2. Archie Yates and one specific trap. I'll get to that in a second. But first, Archie Yates. He's way too good for this. He's JoJo's friend from Jojo Rabbit, and he actually gives the best performance of the movie. It's not exactly a great performance, and the writing is not awesome, but he makes it work. I hope the kid gets more work. Far better than this. And the one specific trap, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but don't watch this movie. One of the traps basically involves one of the thieves' One of them, I guess, basically having to walk through a room full with Lego bricks on the floor. And I'm not going to lie, it looked quite painful. And that was like the only trap, and I'll touch on them in a second, but that was the one trap where I was like, oh, yeah, okay, good job, movie. It made me wince at that. Those are the only two good things. The rest of this movie is the dog worst. Like I said, this movie is essentially Home Alone, stripped away of anything that made the original good. This movie is just over 90 minutes long, and it shows. Basically, the original plot of the original Home Alone is put through the cartoon-o-matic, so you have no dramatic weight, no plants and payoffs. It's just, like, it feels like a bunch of references for 90 minutes. There are two, or I'm sure there are more, but there are two nods to the original Home Alone. There was one called McAllister Security with the Home Alone logo on it, and I was like, okay, that's a nice touch. And then it's heavily implied that Buzz McAllister is now a cop. It's not implied like he's actually there, but he has like one or two scenes at most. Now, I'm not expecting him to be a main character because he's a side character at best, but the question arises of just like, why is he here? Oh yeah, I know why he's here, because, member? And when the movie is not ham-fisting and referencing a much better version in the Christmas classic Home Alone, what it tries to do different is so awful. The one thing that makes this movie irredeemable is that the people in the Marv and Harry roles are made to look incredibly sympathetic. I'm going to spoil it. Do not watch the movie. Essentially, the main villains if you want to call them that, the people that break into the little boy's home, basically their home is going to be foreclosed upon, or they're selling their home, unless they can find this very rare doll which they think that the boy has stolen. It's worth about $200,000. So right there, the villains if you want to call them that, have to get this doll back in order to save their home for themselves and their kids. If you're not seeing the problem with this, then I'll spell it out for you. You made your villains sympathetic. In the original, Marv and Harry were criminals. Like, we wanted them to go down. But it feels like a bit of a paradox, because every time I tried to feel sympathy for them, the husband, he's played by Rob Delaney, he is so stupid. And the movie portrays him as just a complete imbecile. You know, I felt so sorry for this poor man. Like, he gets hit in the face so many times. And, you know, what you think about CTE, it just, he gets hit in the face with pool balls, like billiard balls, and a sack of flour and a gallon of milk. Like, he takes a gallon of milk to the face. Badly, because it's horrible CGI, but he takes it to the face, according to the movie. Not to mention that he gets a pretty big fender bender at the beginning of the whole heist, and he gets a welt that's about yay big on the center of his head. This poor man, someone should get him an ice cream. And the traps in this movie, oh my god. There were some traps in here where I was just like, this has got to be against the Geneva Convention. These are so bad. This is a thought that popped into my head. Oh, that jigsaw theory actually has some credence now. Not to mention that the traps look horrible, like in terms of CGI. The CGI in this movie is it's so bad. Like, there's a scene where one of the traps involves Mentos and Coke. Number one, when you drop some Mentos into a 2-liter thing of Diet Coke, once that Mentos hits the Diet Coke, like, it just goes up like Mount Vesuvius. And the movie just treats it like a hand grenade where you pop the pin and throw. It doesn't work like that. Once the Mentos hits the Coke, it's over. So there's a lull in which the little boy drops the Mentos into the Coke, and then he throws it over the thing, when that thing should have exploded like as soon as it drop, explosion. But that doesn't happen. This movie looks at physics and farts and its general direction. I could talk about this movie for just days. The side characters are so cringy. There is a guy who is just, like, basically, he's like the first world problems guy. Like, he's basically the Uncle Frank from the original, except instead of being a cheapskate, he's all about, like, 2021 stuff, like using hashtags and everything. I wanted to just throw myself in front of a train whenever he was on screen. The whole thing with them leaving the boy at home, it's like, it's treated like it's not even really a thing. Like, it's not even treated like a struggle. See, in the original 90 version, when they realize that they have left Kevin home, it is like the end of the world, especially for Catherine O'Hara. God bless her. She sells this like a champion. Like, her character is just completely crestfallen that she has left her son alone at home. And the movie just treats it like, he'll be fine.
What? What the fuck?
Are you trying to do a commentary that because most kids revolve around this nowadays, that it'll just resolve itself? It's like, give a crap. Honestly. Jeez, I don't want to talk about this anymore. This movie's horrid. Like, don't even watch this for a so bad it's good experience. This movie's just bad. When it's not quoting or referencing the original Home Alone, it's doing its original stuff terribly. It was 90 minutes and it felt like 3 days. Oh, it's so god-awful. Have you seen this movie? Don't. Please, for the love of God, do not. But if for some reason you do see it, leave your thoughts in the comments. Well, actually, you know what? Scratch that. What is your memories revolving around the original Home Alone? We all have one of those stories. Leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear your Home Alone stories, or about watching this movie perhaps with a loved one. For me, my mom and I watch it every year. It's our yearly tradition. And despite my joking at the beginning, that Villeneuve ranking is legitimately coming. It is in the process of being edited, and it will be out. Also, my Tale of Princess Kaguya video and my Craig Bond series. Those will all be starting. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.